Okay, so we have our choux, our little cabbages, and we're going to start now with the pastry cream, the creme pâtissière. I'm doing the traditional kind, which is vanilla, and it is, in fact, yet another custard. So I have 1 cup of milk. We're going to turn that up to medium-high, so it comes to a simmer. I have 3 egg yolks. I'm going to take away my rack. I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of sugar to the egg yolks. One, 2, 3. It's a little bowl. I have a larger one. It should work out. And then I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of all-purpose flour and whisk that up together. I have my little, where's my little, oh, I thought I got my little knife out. Doesn't matter. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Get this getting to a certain heat. Put away our flour. Whisk up the eggs. The difference between this and pudding custards is the flour. Oh, I guess this bowl isn't gonna do it. Maybe it will. So we're gonna mix it all together. Mix it all together. Like that. Whisk, whisk, whisk. And this is what we're gonna pipe into each one of our little choux. This should make 1.5 cups of pastry cream, creme pâtissière, which is basically in all French desserts. I'm wondering if this should become pastry week or French pastry week. I don't think so. I like to change it up. So I'm gonna keep the whisk. We've got the heat going on the milk. And I have a little bit of vanilla bean paste for the end. And that will need to cool down before we pipe it into our little choux buns. Perhaps you'd like to see what device is used for that. And that's how you pipe. That's how you fill your buns. All right. It's getting late and I probably won't finish this tonight. Although I'd like to. And I should have started a bit earlier. I do want to get this hot milk I do not want to let this hot milk get scorched or caught, as they say. So I'm going to, it looks pretty hot, and what I'm going to do isn't, oh yeah, it's there. I'm just gonna whisk in a little bit to temper the eggs. Keep this thing going. And then I'm going to pour the whole thing back in and keep stirring. And I have my spatula. Keep it off the heat for now. We want all of it. The flour, the egg yolk, the sugar, all of it to go in there. We're going to turn the heat down, and we're going to make crème pâtissière. Maybe you'll be able to see it, I don't know. Over the heat here, and I have my wooden spoon, which will tell me when it's ready. And that, of course, will need to be cooled down. Stir until we get something close to a bubble without burning. But you cannot let it burn. So turn it down a bit. Oh yeah, I already have it. I already have the thickness. Do you see? It's already cooked. It's already cooked. Okay, so now we put it in a larger bowl. Like that. And that's gonna cool down. Well, we're not done yet. We have to add the vanilla. Oh, I didn't mention, I'm using the vanilla version instead of coffee flavored or mocha or chocolate or whatever flavors you can imagine, because I really want the maple to shine. And the maple is the glaze, kind of like a donut glaze. In fact, it would be the same icing as opposed to frosting as a donut might have. And icing and frosting are not the same. Okay, so we have our cream in there. We're going to, that's all turned off. Give myself, I'll turn the tap on that later. And I want to just put in a little bean paste for flavor, but also I want those flecks of vanilla. Okay, so it's going to be a traditional vanilla flavored center filling. I think I need to get the whisk out to make it smooth. Off the heat, obviously. Smells good. And then what you want to do is, before it cools down, you put a plastic wrap right on the surface and let it cool down. Put it in the fridge. Okay? That's classic French crème pâtissière pastry cream. Hey folks, I want to get on to preparing the Religieuse to assembly. And so I'm going to do the maple glaze first. And I'm going to melt a 1/4 cup of butter and together, which is 58 grams. And I'm going to do 1/2 cup of a half a cup of pure maple syrup from the neighborhood. And we're gonna melt that together. In the meantime, I'm going to sift some sugar here. Icing sugar. This is indeed an icing. But I want to put a little more. Oh, I have a Chinese beetle. Okay, a little, that's because the temperature's quite good. I put a little bit more maple, so I'm going to put a little bit more. It's about a quarter cup, 1 1/4 cup of icing sugar, powdered sugar, whatever you'd like to call it. And we're going to melt this gently. This is a kind of a deluxe version because you could also use water or milk and then just use a high quality extract, natural extract of maple, which I do have on hand. Very nice. This is the kind of thing where you want it, you don't want it to be like royal icing where it hardens. That's when you use a meringue or a meringue powder, or I should say egg whites, or a meringue powder. That's how you get royal icing, which was invented in the, I think it was a French chef for the wedding of Queen Victoria, but, you know, I'm not Googling it. So, we're gonna just get this all through. And the thing is, it can be watered down or thickened by, you can water it down by adding a little milk, or you can thicken it by adding more sugar. But it's very hard to tell in the liquid stage whether you're gonna get something that can both, like an icing, pour down, like on your maple donuts, and also solidify. If you can't get the solid stage, it'll just all drip off into the plate, and you won't have any real icing. So that's a kind of a balance one has to do. So I'm just going to stir this up here. Maybe clean up a bit while I'm at it. I see 2 more pieces. My trusty little butter melting device, which I love. Okay. Well, it's not meant to be cooked. It's just meant to be melted, and I keep banging that. So let's go closer. And I'm going to use the spatula at first. Turn the heat off before I burn myself. And we're gonna form a glaze or an icing. And if it doesn't work nicely, well, whether it works nicely or not, I'm going to get my whisk out. Just a moment. Where is my whisk? So obviously this is off the heat. And we're gonna whisk it so there's no bubbles. And that's looking pretty spectacular to me. So that can just sit out at room temperature until we're ready. If it starts to stiffen up because of the butter getting too cool, then we'll just heat it a bit before using it. Okay, so that's, oops, a piece of sugar went in. Okay, but it's a nice color. It's not very dark. If you wanted to, you know, make it appear darker, you could add some gel food coloring. But this looks like maple butter, and I think everyone will know that it's something like maple. All right, so we're going to fill our little choux, our puffs, with the vanilla pastry cream. I can take this off now. I didn't expect to get a dozen of each, big and small, but that's because the recipe didn't assume that I would make small ones. Although I really like those. If those were an hors d'oeuvre with cheese inside, that would be amazing. Little petit gougères, as they're called. So I have my pastry tip. Can you see it, Judith? This is what we're gonna do. And I may not have enough pastry cream for all of them. So what I'm gonna do is do as many as I can for the video, and then I'm going to make more. So I will be using I'll be doing a large one and a small one, then a large one, then a small one. Okay, so that's the pastry cream, which is vanilla. I have more for a little bit later. And I have my piercing tip. It's got a sharp edge, and it's made for this purpose. And the other thing I must mention is that after they were taken out of the oven for a little while, before they started to collapse, the big ones, I put them back in the oven with the temperature off to warm the inside, because the inside needs to be dry-ish, dry like the outside. And there will be a big void inside, and we're going to fill them, and they're going to get really heavy. So you press until you think it's full and you can see it. And then I'm going to do a little one and press. Oh, and it came out the side, so you know it's full. And sorry for the fingers. We're going to keep doing this with the ones that look good. All right. And it comes out, and I'll save it. I don't know that I could use it, but whatever. Okay, here's the next one. Pierce, fill. I'm not gonna fill this one so it comes out the sides. This one looks good. Pierce, fill. That one has a large void inside. They get very heavy. And that's all good, because the thing is, these things are a dessert. It's not like you eat like, you know, 10 of them or anything. Okay, so I have 3 large, 2 small. That means I need a small one. I need to fill it. cream comes out. And I'm gonna do a large one now. Nice looking one. And I have some more. Okay, that looks good. I'm putting them upside down. I don't know why. I'm worried it will leak out. So I'm going to add some more. That's right now we got 2, 4, 5 big ones. And we've got 3 small ones. So I need enough for at least 5 small ones. Okay, so these are the filled large ones, and these are the filled small ones. And we're going to make the Religieuse using the icing, which I just warmed up in the oven for about a few minutes at the lowest temperature. I'm going to ice them one at a time, the large ones, and let it flow down. Hopefully you can see that. Okay. Keep going. I have a lot more icing than filling, but that's because I am not using, I'm not using a recipe. I'm just doing what I want and what I want to eat. Okay, and then we put our tête on, like that. These are the tête de Religieuse, and those are, tête means head, obviously. And I'll just put the tête on, and I'll be glazing those until it goes all the way down. And this is a butter mixture, which means that that when it hits room temperature, should solidify. I did not use, that one wants to tip over. But I'm gonna force it into there. But that'll need a recoating. And a recoating. And we're just going like that. And these are the nuns, the Religieuse, and they are filled with deliciousness. I did not add sugar to the, oh, look, I can see that I missed a spot because I'm looking only from one angle. But these are Religieuse, but they're not done. I will let this set, and then I'm going to make them have little, make sure that all the pastry gets covered. I don't know, they look pretty good. Also, I have these to make too, so let's not get overzealous. I just think they look good that way. And then I'm going to give them little whipping cream collars, but only after they're set. That's it for now. Okay, so we have our little Religieuse that looks like more like a snowman. and then a nun, and I have chantilly creme, which is just whipped cream with sugar. And I'm going to give it a little nice necklace. And it's going to give it a little drama using my turntable. And I'm going to give it a hat. A petit chapeau. There. That's a religieuse. Oh, you can't see it because of the light. Well, I'll take better photos. You'll see. I have to do it 9 more times.